The studio lights blazed, cameras rolled, millions watched in real time. And then, right in the middle of the broadcast, Greg Gutfeld leaned forward, looked Sunny Hostin straight in the eyes, and dropped the sentence that would shake the entire country. "Sunny, it's time they know what you've been hiding." A wave of shock ripped across the studio. The audience gasped, producers froze. Sunny's face went from calm, to confused, to furious. And in that electrifying moment, people watching from home felt their heartbeat stop. Because they knew something massive was about to explode on live TV, something no one could ever take back. Sunny Hostin had spent years building her reputation as a fearless voice, a woman who stood firmly for truth, justice, and transparency. She never backed down from a debate. She never softened her opinion for comfort. But beneath that confident exterior lived a chapter of her life she had locked away so tightly that not even her closest colleagues fully understood it. That morning, Sunny walked onto the set convinced it would be a normal show. A heated discussion maybe, a few disagreements, but nothing unusual. Yet something about Greg Gutfeld felt different. He wasn't joking, he wasn't smirking. He was watching her closely, with an intensity she hadn't seen before. But she brushed it off. She had handled tougher conversations. The topic of the day was media hypocrisy, a subject both of them had strong opinions about. The conversation started sharp but controlled. Sunny made her points with fire, confidence, and precision. Greg listened, quietly, too quietly. Then he placed a thick folder on the table, one with her name printed across the front. Sunny's heart skipped. The audience sensed a shift in the air. Camera operators instinctively zoomed in. Greg tapped the folder lightly. "You stand for honesty," he said calmly. "You demand transparency. But there's something you haven't been transparent about." Sunny's breath caught in her throat. She knew exactly what was inside that folder. She closed her eyes for a moment, hoping he wouldn't go through with it. "Greg," she whispered, "don't do this." But the line had already been crossed. Greg opened the folder halfway and looked at her again. "You tell people to share their truth," he said. "So why are you hiding yours?" The studio fell dead silent. Suddenly, Sunny Hostin, normally composed, sharp, unshakable, exploded. She slammed her hand on the desk so hard the microphones shook. Her voice burst out, raw and furious. "You don't know what I've lived with. You don't know what I've survived," she shouted. "You don't get to drag my past into this just because it suits your argument." The panel froze. The audience held their breath. Even Greg appeared stunned. Sunny's voice cracked as she continued. "I wasn't hiding it," she said, her eyes glistening. "I was healing from it." Her anger slowly melted into vulnerability, something viewers had never seen from her before. She took a long, shaky breath. The entire studio leaned in. Greg placed the folder aside. "No one here wants to hurt you," he said quietly. "But people admire you because you're strong. And sometimes being strong means being honest, even about the things that broke you." Sunny looked down, then slowly raised her eyes to the camera. And right there, live, unedited, uncensored, she opened up about her past. A painful moment she had spent years recovering from. A mistake she thought would ruin her career if anyone knew. A struggle she endured silently because she didn't want sympathy, she wanted to be seen as strong. As she spoke, her words didn't shake, they healed. The audience wasn't angry, they weren't disappointed, they were moved. Millions watching at home felt her pain, her truth, her courage. Greg nodded, respectfully. The fight was over, not with victory or defeat, but with understanding. "I'm proud of you," he said softly. "This is the strongest thing you've ever done." Sunny wiped her tears and breathed out, lighter than she had in years. The clip went viral, not because of the argument, but because of the honesty. Comments poured in. "She's human. And she's brave. This made me respect her more. This is why we need real moments on TV." In that moment, Sunny realized something profound. Sometimes the truth doesn't destroy you. It frees you. Sunny Hostin's explosion wasn't a breakdown, it was a breakthrough. A moment where millions saw her not just as a television host, but as a real human being carrying real battles. And her message echoed across the world. Your past doesn't define you. Your truth doesn't weaken you. Your honesty is your power.